Hello, dear participants. Welcome to a new tutorial from Logi Owl Tutorials presented by me, Sami Khiami, and we're continuing on the sessions related to 3D modeling, 3D printing. And today's session will be about creating a model, and we will see how to use that model and 3D print that model in colors, so multicolor printing. Printing in multicolor is something that you can do even on a single color kind of a 3D printer. But in today's session, what we are going to do, we will be using the Bamboo Lab, which has AMS and which will help us to print colorful kind of design. I will give you some hints on how to do like color printing using like a normal 3D printer that does not support any kind of external AMS or any kind of external multicolor support. So let's start first with our model. Our model will be a little flower that we are going to embed also magnet in. Like one of the things that I want to also pass through this session is like you can use extra stuff to make your 3D printing much more interesting and add functionality. So don't think always of the things that you can only 3D print. Sometimes adding bearing, like adding magnet, adding like few extra parts that are embedded in your design will provide extra functionalities that can be very good and resolve some issues that the 3D printing cannot deal with. As example for bearing, like having that kind of very smooth movement there that you might not be able to get through like kind of direct friction between different parts there. So I'll start directly with our flower. The flower will be two parts. The upper part of the flower that will be connected to the base part through a magnet and two magnets actually, and we'll see how we will be doing that. First of all, I'll start with the upper part. So that will be using the array. So I'll go and create an array. And you remember we used that earlier. I will use a specific, I'll go faster here, like because we already saw this, but I just wanted to show you how to change that to make sure that it is, okay, one of the things, custom profile, so we can follow that design that we have here. And for the part, sorry, I need to make the upper part bigger, not the lower part here. Okay, I think that's okay in a way. Nice. Make the number of copies, I think eight or like even seven, maybe less. The radius much smaller, so we can have that here. And I'll use some trick that will help in the issue of being able to print without support. You remember we spoke something, like we said something about like not needing a support if your design is like 45-degree or less. So you can use like the characteristic of the printing materials to enable that kind of printing without support under it. So today we will try in our creation here to make sure that we don't use support, so we minimize the amount of used material and make our print faster. So just to understand what we're going to do here, we're going to create the upper part with the cylinder plus this part and the cone. So we will get that kind of approach that will help us to create the shape of that flower with their parts going up. Okay, so I have that here. If I want to only create a flat one, the only thing that I need to do is just to go there and do that, and that's it. So what I need to do is I'll make that a little bit bigger. Maybe we can make it smaller later on. I'll make it 30 and 30 here. Okay, so for this, what I'll do is I'll try to make it like a cone, like inverse cone. So what I'll need to do is to have a shape that will help me to create it in this way. So I will bring a cone. I'll bring a cylinder. I'll remove this. I'll bring a cylinder and a cone. And with that cylinder and a cone, I will make a shape that I will remove it from this, so it will help me to make it look like exactly like I want it. So to understand that, from that cone here, I will remove the cone from the cylinder, so I'll make the cone itself a hole. So if I move it from the cylinder, so if I connect those two together, so I'll have that kind of cone like with the cylinder with the cone removed from it. If I put that over this, make it bigger, of course, bigger and centered. I'll lower it down now and centered, maybe a little bit smaller. That part should be smaller. Okay, center that again. Just to understand what I'm doing, I'll make that shape transparent. So you see, I'm trying to take a part of this from using the shape itself. So if you, if we manage to get that, to make that a hole, I'll move that up a little bit. So maybe 3 here. And if we make that part a hole and combine those two together, okay, I have now the external part. I need to remove a cone from inside, so that will help me to get the shape that I want. So I will repeat that again. I'll maybe lower that a little bit. It was too thick from up there. Uh, okay. Now I have that. Maybe I can make it a little bit flatter. I need to be make sure it's flat enough, uh, but not for that angle to be less than 45. So if I make it like this, I'll need a support. To know exactly what is the angle there, I'll put it like this and try to move it 45 degree. Sorry, let me move that like this. So if I flip it 45 degree, no, so this is uh, like less, this is more than 45. I need to make it a little bit taller to, let's try now, 45 degree, still taller, 45 degree. I think, I think we're good. This is less than 45 degree, so we don't need support. Now we need to take the cone from here too, so bringing another cone there, flipping that and putting it there, making it bigger, centering it. And did we center it right way? Yes. Yeah, and now maybe getting it down, 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 down till we get that nice. And let's get that shorter so we get the same effect here. Okay, I think we don't need that to be, yeah, I think we're good. You think? Yes, I think we're good. If we turn that to be a whole, now combining those two together, and we have our shape here. Okay, and this is like this does not need any support because this angle is bigger than 45. If it is less, so that is more flat, we will need the support. Now with this angle, we don't need the support. So we're sure now we don't need support. So what we will put here inside, the idea is to make two parts again, and that one part will be connected to the other part with a magnet. The magnets that I have, I'll create a magnet here. The magnets that I have are 10 by 10 millimeter and are 3 millimeter height. So those are the magnets that I purchased. Okay, so to have that here somewhere, so I'll move it. We need to embed it in a way without affecting the shape here. Let's center those. Okay. Okay, so we need to embed that there, and we need that. Um, I think this is too small for us. Let me check. Is that 10 by 10? What's the, sorry, just to make sure that I didn't. Yeah, okay, 10 by 10. So I think we need to make all that bigger a little bit. This this one, maybe 35, like this. 30, 35. I'll make it 35 by 35. 35 by 35. Okay. Now, this 10 by 10, let's push it up a little bit and center it as mentioned. So for that to get there, we need something like that is a little bit bigger to hold it. So we need at least a space around, not space, a wall around it, like 1 millimeter wall. So for that, the magnets to get inside. And normally, as mentioned earlier, that wall need to be like a little bit wider. So it will normally, I mentioned like we add zero point 0.2 millimeter to for this part to get like enough space to get pushed into that space. So what I will do here, I'll duplicate this shape, making it bigger, bigger with at least if that 10 by 10, I'll make it yeah, I'll make it 12 by 12. Okay, and that will be the container that will contain the magnet. Okay, so I'll center it. Then I'll push it down a little bit to get that upper part here. And that part, like we know that it is 10 by 10, but we cannot leave it as 10 by 10. We need to make the space here bigger. So we will make it 10.2 by 10.2. We mentioned that we need this two parts of the millimeters to make sure that the thing fit, like the magnet fit inside that. Okay, we'll turn this to a hole. Now, how deep that should be, I'll make it 5 millimeters. And for the outer one also, um, I'll make that 5 or even 6. Uh, maybe this one 4. Maybe this one is okay. No, 5. We need 5. We need 4. 4. I'll make it 4. And the other one, like the outer one, will be 6. Why is that? Let's see. The outer one will be 6. Why is that? What we need to do, I'll push that down there. What we need to do is to have a space for that magnet to get inside. So we have from down we have two. We need to have 1 millimeter only just to prevent the magnet from going down, and from the up we will need extra 1 millimeter to be able to close it with a cap. That cap will be yellow or anything for the magnet not to show up. Okay, so what I will do here, the whole length here is 6. So I will take from this 6, I'll take 5, 5, and it should be flat here. I'll center everything. Center, 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 and I will add those two together. Uh, okay. Now I know that I have this. I need to remove that part, like to make that part maybe a little bit higher here. So it will, okay, I need to remove it. So before doing that, let us cut this. Uh, Before emptying this, I'll duplicate that part here. Duplicate so I can remove the part attached to here. So those two together, this outer with the inner one, outer with the inner one, and managed to do that. Then the other version of this, and this one, to make sure that nothing is inside that part here. Okay, so with that in mind, I have now the space to put that magnet, and we will have extra 1 millimeter to put a cap on it. And we need to make sure that the lower part is also open. Like it can work without opening that lower part here, but like if the magnets are not that powerful, it might not be very attached very good. So what I will do is I'll do Control Z again. I'm sorry. I'll duplicate this just to have something to start with from. Okay, so I'll take this, make it also whole, make it smaller, just less. It should be, if this is like if the hole is 10 to 10.2, I'll make this 9 or 8, 8, 8 by 8, 8 by 8. And this is another hole and centered, center, center. And now what we need from that hole is to go down a little bit so it penetrates that, and then we will attach everything together. We will group everything together. So this is what we have. We have a place for the magnet to sit in, and it cannot like go down because we have that extra 1 millimeter there. And we have the flower, and this is everything that we need there. Okay. Now, this is the part related to the flower, upper part of the flower. So I will add here another cylinder to make that cap there. So this one should be 10 by 10, because it will go inside that 10.2. So it will be 10 by 10, so 10 millimeter. Okay, and it should be only 1 millimeter thick, because this is the space that we left extra as an addition to the space where the magnet, like the size of the magnet. And we need another cylinder, so we duplicate that, we move it, we move that other version up 1 millimeter, and that size of this one needs to be the same size of the this one, so to represent the cap. And as you remember, we had that 12 or 13, 12 by 12, I think. So we have that 12 by 12, and if we center that, we have the cap now. So we attach those together and we group. So we have the cap now. To use it, I'll make it with another color just to make sure you differentiate that. So this is the cap, and that cap will go up there, over those stuff, over also more, over. Yeah, and this is where the cap should be, and we will center it. And this is how it look like. It will close the as a lid. It will close that flower, and it will be in a different color. So the magnets is locked there, and we have like something to prevent it from going down, and we have a nice good other color to represent the other part of the upper side of the flower. So this is for this side. So um, I'll make that with a dark blue color, and this one should be a yellowish color. So this is actually the real colors that I will use there. Now let's try to export this. I'll separate those from each other, and I'll start with this part. Okay. Um, or let's directly do that design. I'm sorry, I will interrupt here and create directly the design for the uh, like the branch itself, or the green or the lower part of the flower there. One sec. Okay, for the flower part, we what we will do also, we learn another concept in modeling. So I have this, and I'll be making that big, really big, and I'll be making the tube a lot shorter, a lot I'm sorry, thinner. So from here, making that much thinner, maybe, oh, like that. Okay, and I'll only cut a part of it, so I will have like kind of like um, rounded branch here. Like I will not be getting all that, so I'll use this box here, and I will cut that part there. Like I'll use all this as a whole, and I'll cut only that part. Okay, so I need to use this part here, and I'll try to make that part a little bit bigger too. Maybe, oh, I don't want to make it thick, as thick here. Let's make smaller maybe. Okay, good. Now I will cut it from down there just to make it flat. So also here, I'll make this as a hole and put those together here. Okay. And as you notice, like the angle here is not big, so it can be printed directly there. Okay. I will add another one here maybe also to flatten the upper side. We can flatten it or not. We can select to what level we want that angle to be. For me, I will make it like not 45, 22.5. So I will cut it from here on that angle and make it like this. So I'll make that green just for us to know that this is will be the green part. Now we need, this is the part that we're printing. We need to add a kind of, we need to add a leaf here. So for the leaf, I will make something that is not as flat, so we can print it directly. And I will use for that the sphere. So with the sphere itself, what I will do is I'll make that sphere a little bit taller here and thinner, and I'll duplicate it, and I will move one of those two spheres up there and try to make something, maybe make it bigger, and try to get to a place where this is the hole, and let's center those together looking from top to it. Center, center, and center. So with that, I'll get something that look like a leaf. Maybe if we make this a little bit wider. Oh, too much wider. Okay, let's try now. Center, center. I think it's okay. Let's try to merge those two together, and I have something that look like a leaf. So I'll make it smaller. Okay. And I need now to structure it in the right way. So I'll rotate this. Oops. Raise it up, up till 0 here. And now this is the leaf. And we need to turn this around like this. And the most important, it is 45 degrees, so it will be printed without any issue. So I'll look at it from the top just to make sure that I'm in the right space here and here. And we can center those two together. This is doable. Now, raising this up there, and we have our leaf. So leaf, maybe if we turn that a little bit just to make sure that we're safe with the angle issue. I think we're at 45. I think we're safe. No problem. So now we need a base for this. So the base will be also a cylinder, but that cylinder is only 2 millimeter, or maybe 2 millimeter is good. Okay. And there. Make it a little bit taller because this is the direction where this might be losing its balance. So we know that the thicker, the heaviest part is here, so we are centering that in this way. Again, aligning here, align, line. Oh, we need to merge those two together before. Now we can align those two, align to the center here. Okay, great. Now we need to join those two together and to create I'll make it green just to know what we're doing here, and to create the place where the other magnet will be settled. And here we will learn new thing. Like till now, we are working on the work plane here. So if I want to work here, like to put something and start drawing on this plane, so in this area here. So what I will do is bring that work plane tool and go there, and it will align that space here to this plane. So everything that I'll draw here will be perpendicular on that area. Okay, so I will, if I want to draw this, and this is what I'm aiming to do, is to create that kind of space. Here we say 12 by 12. This is what we selected for the other one. 12 by 12, and it should be at least 5 thickness. I think 5 is good. Oops. 5, 5, 5. Oh, not there. Let me write it. 5. Okay, for the thickness. Now, inside this, I want to duplicate, and make something only 10.2. So the magnet, the other magnet will fit into it. 10.2 by 10.2. Okay. Okay, here now, for that one, I'll zoom in, make it taller, and make it a hole, and select those two together, align. And everything that I'm doing here is right because I'm doing it on the right plane. And what I need to do is to make that like, oh, to move that, you see that is 0. I need to give it some kind of at least 1 millimeter up there, and that will give 4 millimeter to up. I think we're good with 2 millimeter or 1 millimeter and a half. 1.5 millimeter will be good. And let's join those two together. Okay, now we have our hole and the place for the other magnet to settle. Let's align that with here, this one, and aligning those together. And let's check now. Like I need to push that up a little bit. So on that plane, and I think we're good on everything. Let us check here. Let me check from this angle here. Everything is okay on that side. Everything. I think this is great. Let's join those two together, and we have now our plant, like the full thing. Okay, now let's try to remove that plane there just by clicking on this and clicking anywhere outside. So we have now the green part, the blue part, and the yellow part. So I'll start with the blue part here because I wanted to make it in two colors. So jumping now directly to export that part and working on it. So what I'll do here, I'll go to export. I'll name that. Let me name the thing that I'm exporting here. Export STL, and the name here STL, and it's downloaded here. I will open the folder containing it and change the name to the. Oops, I opened it. Seems I need to change the name before opening it. Okay, mistake here. This is taking long time. Okay, it opens. So before going, well, let us file, uh, new project. No. So what I'm intending to do is something like this, but I will do it in front of you. So new project, and okay, what's happening here? Seems that I opened that more than once. Let me close this. So we have our project here. Okay, so first we need to import the file here. So import, and we're importing that file, and let's name it upper part, upper part, part. Okay, just to know that this is the upper part here. And let's zoom in. Now, this is if we decide to slice and print that up, that would be easy. What we need to do to print it in multiple color is to click in Bamboo Studio. Of course, like we said, like in Bamboo Studio, we need to do the coloring. So here we click on color painting, and I want here just to teach you one way to do that. There's more than one way to do the coloring, but what I will teach you here is only one way. So it's layer based way. So we decide what layer, like what is the, where we will be starting with the new color and where we're stopping with the new color. The what decides the height range is this one. So you select the layer here. I'm saying you have more than one way to do things, but I'm focusing only on the height range because this part here is the most efficient one, and it will mimic even the way that you can do that thing on another like one color 3 3D printer. Okay, so what I'll do here is I'll decide that I'll be starting from this height here from the beginning, and we'll go with to this level here with with this color, with a brighter color, then the dark color will be after. And here I can see the filament, the different filaments that I have. And here, as you see, I have the 1 and the 4, like dark blue and light blue. Here, I will use those two. And those refers to the numbers of that mark my AMS, like the holder that hold more than one spool there, and with different colors. So you need AMS if you want to do it this way on Bamboo Lab. So I will select the lighter color, and this is will be the main color. Then I'll select the like darker color, and here I'll select the height of this layer, if I move here, as you see that I can decide this is starting here, and this is the, like, it seems that I make it too big. Let me make it smaller, like thinner. So here I'm starting down there. Let me flip that a little bit. I'm starting down there. Okay, I have to make it a little bit thicker, more, starting down there. Yeah, I think we're good. Maybe more. Let it be 8 here. Okay, now, oh, this is vice versa. We need to make the, or like the outer with this color and the inner with that color. Anyway, we can change that here. Also using this method, so we can say I want that color to be from this height here to that height there. Let me inverse things here. So I will make it, I'll make that the upper side here, and for the lower side I will make it like this. I think I'll need to extend that to here. Oops. Let me cancel this and go back again. Again here, we need to make the upper side the darker side here. So let's try that here. Yeah, this is what I wanted. Okay, now going back and slicing this, and if you look at the slicing, dark, 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 then light color. Okay, and the Bamboo Lab will know exactly what it will be using for to differentiate the color. Okay, so I will do the same thing in the class, but I wanted to just make sure that you see that before, so you're familiar with the process, so we will not be taking much time on this and we'll be able to do our prints. Okay, thank you again, and see you in other sessions.